Hope you enjoy. Again?
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta do all that again?
That was so good. That was an amazing opening. I was getting chills, Connor.
Yeah, it's the third time you've done this to me. All right, welcome to, what did I say last time? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the ISS universe, and welcome to Game 3 of Round 3 of ISS Softball. We have the Singapore Eagles versus the Manila Bearcats. Singapore get here with a 2-0 record, having won 16-0 over GIS and 17-0 over ISKL. ISM are 0-2, losing a close one to ISB 9-8 and TAS 15-1. It is Kendra Morris on the mound for the Bearcats, and she is pitching to the leadoff hitter, Willow Martin, and that's ball one. Oh, I didn't get to do all my stuff. The Eagles have really had their way with the opposition so far. They've mercy ruled both teams as Morris delivers ball two. It's been Martin, McConaughey, and Lombardi and Yem. Actually, throughout the lineup, they hit and field pretty well. Manila have their ace pitcher out there, Kendra Morris. She has some zip on the ball, so let's see if she can mow them down here. That's popped up. Just falls in. And Yana Poe can't quite deal with it, so that's an infield single for Willow Martin. Looked like it might have been fieldable, but it was awkward once it hit the ground, and that brings up Brooke McConaughey. None away, one on. Top of one, welcome aboard. Tries the bunt, but fouls it off. Good pitch from Morris. McConaughey squared up early to bunt. Let's see what she does with her second now, 0-1. She bunts again, and there lays it down. It's a good bunt, but it goes foul. Well played from Mignana. That was only an inch or two over the line. And it could have died on the line, but it didn't. So Mignana read it well, and we're 0-2. McConaughey will probably have to swing now. Martin's very aggressive on the base pass too, so a bunt is a nice play. Always a bit awkward bunting on the third strike though, because if you bunt it foul, I know, she is swinging. And that's a backwards case. Strikeout for Kendra Morris, one away. Martin stole the base in the interim, so she advances to second. And Angel Lombardi, who has been intentionally walked a couple of times this tournament already. She's maybe the purest power hitter in the tournament. Fouls that one back. Martin on the run. So the Eagles maybe looking to put a hit and run there on the first pitch. Lombardi pops that one up into center, shallow center, it's awkward. Under it is Vuk, and she collects it. Martin can't advance because the ball is so close to where she's standing, so she remains on second. Two away. And Devin Yem steps in, the first baseman for the Eagles. Good pitching from Morris so far. This is a potent Eagle attack. There goes Martin, throw down to third. She's in though. Is she filming that? Is she moving the camera, yeah? Is she moving? You gotta tell them to. All right, count is 1-0, 1-1 now. Trying to make sure our camera people out in center field move the camera a bit for you to be able to watch the action as it moves around. That's foul tipped. Martin in with an aggressive slide, all for nothing though. So it's a ball and two strikes, two away here on the top of one. Eagles looking to cash an early run. Yem has the count against her though. On deck is Isabel Riley, the DH. That's low, gobbled up from Zamora. The catchers have to be, of course, as you well know, very good with their bodies because a lot of these pitches get into the dirt and they can get away. And that can be danger. 2-2. Foul tip. Count stays 2-2. So Yem battling away here. Morris throwing the heat. She pops that one away, foul 2. So the count remains 2-2. A good pitcher-batter duel here as we look to either close out the first or extend it. The battery for the Manila Bearcats is Kendra Morris and Maxine Zamora. Good pitch again, and she gets a strikeout. It is, oh no. Ali Abateez can't hold on to the pitch. The third strike was dropped by Zamora, and it was a good throw down the line, but Abateez dropped it, so Yem gets a board, and Martin comes around to score the first run. Great work from Morris. It's unfortunate that Abateez couldn't haul it in because that would have ended the inning. But here we get the designated hitter, Isabel Riley. That's high and away. The runner goes, and Yem is at second. On deck for the Eagles is the catcher, Sophia Data. Riley checks in, takes ball 2. Yem thinks of going, but holds the position at second. That's high. The runner doesn't go again. So the count very much in Riley's favor, 3-0. That's strike number 1. Runner stays. Can you tell her what you want her to know? That's foul tipped, so the count is full. Kendra Morris battling hard against the Eagle batters. She's fought her way back in this at bat. Again, the Bearcats would like to get out of this inning as unscathed as possible. And that's a good pitch. That'll be strike number 3 again. One more time down the line. This time Abateez collects it, and Riley is out. I think I scored that a strikeout, but I'm not sure. Again, a drop ball in the third strike, which means the runner can go, but this time Abateez collects. And halfway through 1, it is 1-0. For the Singapore Eagles.
Shift it to the right a little bit. Right.
Okay, so we hit the Bearcat half of the first. The lineup in the outfield for the Eagles is Angel Lombardi and Sophia Data making up the battery. It's Yem, Dumke, Martin, McConaughey around the horn, Bucco, Vuke, and Trivedi in the outfield. And they'll face Jen Sawaki, Yana Poe, and Kendra Morris to lead off for the Bearcats. 1-0 Eagles. Lombardi to deliver. Strike 1. She probably has the most zip of any pitcher in the girls' tournament. Good contact. That could be deep over Vuke's head. It is. This will go for extra bases. Sawaki's rounding second. She's going to go to third. Go from Martin is high. McConaughey can't collect it, and Sawaki has a home run. Dream start for the Manila Bearcats, and the whole bench is off. So we'll score a triple on the throwing error, but that makes it 1-1, and the Bearcats make a great statement against the dominant Eagles so far. Early, we're in for a game. Yana Poe. She rips one too. Vuke is there, right into her glove. 2 solid hits from the Bearcats, and they're on Lombardi's heat early. Of course, with the zips that she puts on the ball, if you connect with it with the bat correctly, it's gonna spring out there. Once they time it right, and both Sawaki and Poe did. So that's one away. Kendra Morris, the pitcher, steps in. No runners on, one away. Bottom of 1, 1-1 score. And that hits Morris. So she's aboard. And that brings up Ali Abatiz, the cleanup hitter. Abatiz dropped a potential out in the top of the first, which would have negated the Singapore run. Let's see if she can make amends here. She gets the bat in her hand. Morris on first. Lombardi zips that one by her. Good cut from Abatiz. The Bearcats are here to swing. Good connection there. Martin up with it early. She'll flip to seconds for Dumke. Gets the leadoff runner. So Abatiz is aboard on the fielder's choice. Morris is out at second and it's 2 away. Maxime Zamora steps in, the catcher for the Bearcats. Runner on first, 2 away. Nice play from Martin to Dumke as the middle of the infield does its job. Abatiz is thinking of going. Data almost threw down the first baseline, keeping her honest. Abatiz was a long way off the bag. Again, Data thinks of going down the first baseline. Abatiz is back. Count is 1-1. That's knuckled into Martin's glove, and that's the 3rd out. She even makes a 4th out by tagging Abatiz for fun. So Zamora pops up to short, and that ends the inning. After 1, it is the Singapore Eagles 1 and the Manila Bearcats 1. Sorry, God.
Ready to go.
All right, here we go. We're at the top half of the second. In a 1-1 game, both teams sent 5 batters to the plate in the first. So it's been a well-played game so far. Tension in the break there, so she's back out pitching again, but we'll keep an eye on her. This is the Manila Bearcats pitcher. She's getting her warm-ups in. She'll be facing Sophia Dada, Lexi Bucco, and Sydney Dumke as the Eagles hit the bottom half of their batting order. So it remains Morris pitching to Zamora for the Bearcats for the minute. Let's see if Kendra Morris can find the inner fortitude to keep on mowing down this Eagle attack. She can with strike 1. Again, she seems a little bit uncomfortable. She's checking the arm. That was a great pitch to open the inning. And a great second pitch. Strike 2. So quickly out ahead, 0-2. Dada will have to be a bit defensive with the bat now. Oh, she throws the changeup, and it just goes foul. Smart pitch from Kendra because the windup was there, but the ball came off like a balloon. It didn't strike out Dada, but she was definitely out in front of it. Still 0-2. Spot something out there in left field, maybe a ball or a fan dropped something. Anyway, here we go again. Popped up. That will be Ralph under it. Oh, it's off her glove. This will be extra bases. That's Gabby Ong thrown in. That is into third. Stand up with the error. And the Eagles are threatening again. That'll bring up Lexi Bucco. So none away, runner on third. Anything in play on the ground would be probably a run scored for the Eagles. That's fouled away by Bucco. 0-1. So Morris seems to have shrugged off her injury for the time being. She's getting ahead of the batters.
Here we go, 9. Yeah, 9.
Swears the bunt. Might be the squeeze play. It is. And Dada's in. That's some good coaching because that's on the hit and run. Dada has to be moving as the bunt, and the bunt has to be laid down perfectly, and it was. Mignana was in quickly, but she just didn't field it quick enough. It was 2-1, sorry, for the Eagles. That'll bring up Sydney Dumke, the second baseman.
I'm going to have to dig a little bit deeper. Just be careful on putting it next to the shirt.
That's another bunt. The cover is from Poe, and that's a forced out at first. That is Bucco taking advantage and getting over to third. So the Eagles are trying to do it with the small game, at least with the bottom of the batting order. And that brings up Saskia Vuk. Is it? Sorry? Might be Anna Trivedi. I think it is. Trivedi.
Yeah, we're getting you up right now.
Sorry, I have it as Vuk. So 1 away, runner on third, strike 1. She goes for the bunt too and lays it down. Another squeeze play. Got to get the tag down, and it's not there. The runner's going. So Vuk gets into second. And the Eagles have the Eagles have the Manila Bearcats throwing the ball around a little bit and asking questions on this small game that they're playing. Trevetti into second. One away, and that's a pop-up again. Ralph got a beat on it. And she does. Duke is moving. Throw won't get there in time, so she advances to third. So Martin pops up to center for the second out. And here's McConaughey. She struck out in the first. Scores 3-1. Sheila was her bump too. Zamora got a little bit mixed up with her feet there. She had to get the ball and then lost her footing and couldn't get back. So it's the third squeeze play of the inning. And that scores Vuke. So without hitting the ball outside of the infield, aside from the error, the Eagles have managed to score 3. Can have a 4-1 lead. Angel Lombardi, I don't know if she'll be bunting, but you never know. She is. And that's a wild pitch. So that'll get McConaughey over to third.
Oh, it's up now.
Hey, dude, don't stand on the cord. It's my camera guy, too.
All right, so Coach Rapaski, I believe is her name. Angela is going to go out there and just talk it through and make sure that
Okay, the thing works now.
the Manila players are ready for... Oh, I lost my program. Can I have that program?
Oh, yeah.
That one's missing some pages.
Okay, so now this is on.
Yeah, so sorry, Respecki. Coach Respecki is out there just to settle the team. Must be frustrating or tantalizingly so when the ball is only 3 or 4 feet away and people are running around you like horses.
This looks so fun. What? This. I want to. That's so stressful. I want to play kickball.
Yeah, kickball's fun. Softball's just stressful.
Okay, so the convention is over.
It like makes my anxiety super bad.
Back to the action here as Morris wants to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, and I would start like the ball.
It is Lombardi at the plates, McConaughey on third, 2 away. A 4-1 Eagle lead. The count is, I believe, a ball and a strike.
Nice pitch.
That's a strike as well. The ump isn't giving us the count, so I don't know. I think it's 1-1 now.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Lombardi pops it foul. Zamora can't get under it because it clears the fence. 1-2. 2 away.
This thing is being super laggy. I don't know why.
Lombardi, does she get a touch on that? Just a foul tip. I think there might have been a nick. Otherwise, that would have been strike 3. She was out in front of it anyway.
Guys, we actually need this guy to face this way. So if it's like, you guys hit it.
Lombardi pulls that one foul, so she stays alive. What do you need to do, Wendy?
It's just that we need that fan to pull this thing. So just leave it. Leave it.
The hit and run is on. That's Mignana. She comes home instead of going to first to maybe take the preferred out, and that's a run scored. McConaughey is in. So Lombardi reaches on the fielder's choice. And McConaughey is around to score the 5th Eagle run. Mignana might have been better served by going across to Abatiz at first. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Devin Yem. Still 2 away. Top of 2. And that's a knuckle. That could fall in. Gabby Ong. Good hands from Gabby Ong. That was a running catch. Had her glove outstretched the entire time and came away with it. So the way I make it, the Eagles score 4 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. They take a 5-1 lead. Okay, so we hit the bottom half of the second, the Bearcat half. It's Angel Lombardi still in there at pitcher. She'll be taking on Gabby Ong, Lexi St. Laurent, and Carolina Mignana. A 5-1 Eagle lead. The Bearcats showed they weren't afraid of Lombardi's pitching in the first. Let's see what the bottom half of the order can find. That's ball 1. Gabby Ong made a great catch to end the second inning. The top half of it. That's just chopped foul. Ong a little bit behind the pace of that pitch, but she did manage to fend it off. 1-1. And that's low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Gabby Ong gets her bearings again. She looks down the third base for the sign. That's a great hit. Willow Martin on the backhand, zings it across, but it's in the dirt. Ong might have beat it out anyway, and she's going to try to get the second now. Throw from Yem is a little bit wide. Vuke is covering, and Ong is in with a workmanlike double. Lead-off double for the, or single with an error for Gabby Ong. And the Bearcats have a runner in scoring position for Lexi St. Laurent, the left fielder. Apologize if her name is St. Laurent, but I'm Canadian and I'm going French again, so it's St. Laurent. She squares to bunt, bunts it foul. Both teams bringing the small game here in the early going. Just a reminder, the Eagles are 2-0 in the tournament so far, having won 16-0 and 17-0. So they're being tested here for the first time in the tournament. The Bearcats are 0-2, having lost a heartbreaker to the Bangkok Panthers. Another attempt at bunt from St. Laurent, but doesn't come off. And losing to the Taipei Tigers 15-1. Right now it's TAS at 3-0. They're leading the tournament, having beaten ISB, ISKL, and ISM. Runner almost goes, but Data chases her back. So this is the final game of the third round. Both these teams playing their third games of the tournament. ISB is 2-1, JIS is 1-2, ISKL 0-3, TAS 3-0, and these two teams remaining to find out what happens with their third encounter of IAS's 2019. That's called strike on St. Laurent. So she sits down. Can't advance Ong. She still remains on second. And we have Carolina Mignana on. Mignana was involved in some of those squeeze plays that scored runs for the Eagles at the top half of this inning. Plays third base. And she hits an opposite field single. That'll get on going. Good throw all the way in. The run's coming here now. Oh, Ong's in trouble on the rundown. And they got her on the tag. Not sure if Ong read the base running coach's, third base coach's signs right. She was a bit late to get off first, second base because she didn't know if the ball would be caught. And when she rounded third and kept going, she found herself in no woman's land and was chased down. Mignana makes her way to second on the confusion down the third baseline. And that brings up Jasmine Ralph. 2 away. Did she go around? Yeah, she did. Strike one. Jen Sawaki on deck. She hit a triple that turned into a home run to lead off the game for the Bearcats. 0-1. Fouled away, 0-2, so Lombardi quickly ahead. And that's just off the end of the bat. Got a piece of it, so she stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Carolina Mignana on second base. Love to get a hit off Ralph here and get to the top of the order. Jen Sawaki on deck. Lombardi's delivery is up and away. Sydney Dumke at second base, keeping Carolina Mignana close to the bag. Here's the 1-2. That's strike three. Good pitch from Lombardi. So she gets 2 strikeouts to help her own cause in that inning. And the score remains Singapore 5, Manila 1. Okay, so we hit the top half of the third, the Eagle half. They are up 5-1. Leading off will be designated hitter Isabella Riley, followed by catcher Sophia Data, and then left fielder Lexi Bicol. Kendra Morris stays in for the Bearcats. Again, she seems to be loosening up her arm a fair bit, but she's been on point today, even though her team's down 4.
You can't drag down men, you get to
Ball 1, Riley takes.
You like everything done for you with no control? Really?
Everything's right there.
I like you.
That's a foul ball, 1-1. Feel like this happens?
Yeah, but right now this is what they see.
Yeah. It's really bad though when you watch it because it's slow motion. All right, the 1-1 pitch. That's gunned in there for a strike. One and two. That's up and away for a 2-2. Leadoff hitter at the top of the third, Isabel Riley. She has struck out in her first attempt at the plate to end the first inning. She now leads off the third.
They're having a lot of problems in the office.
And that's towed foul. Count remains 2-2.
We're having massive issues now. And the good thing is we're having massive issues because
Good crowd here for today's game. Hopefully you can hear them in the background. A lot of vocal support for both teams. Riley settles for the 2-2 and she drives it. That's Sawaki picking it up left-handed. Abatees can't dig it up. And Riley is aboard. Sawaki fielded it cleanly and got up to her left hand. Nice, but the ball was a bit low and Abatees couldn't find it, so we'll give a single to Data for that one. Sorry, Riley. This is Sophia Data now stepping in. None away, top at 3. There goes Riley and the bunt. Again, the small ball game. Riley's going to go to third. The ball's in the air. Oh, Riley just keeps her foot on the bag. And while that's happening, Data takes second. Eagles are good at getting the other team to start throwing the ball around. They're smart base runners taking advantage of that confusion. So it's Riley all the way to third. Data on second. None away. Lexi Buchel up. That's in the dirt. Good dig up from Maxine Zamora. Big cheer going up for Lexi Buchel here in the crowd. She gets a ground ball to Sawaki again. It goes across to first, but that's in the ground too, and it pulls Abatees off the bag. Data was thinking of going down as the ball came back into Kendra Morris, but she didn't, so it's a run scored. As Isabella Riley extends the Eagle lead. Isabel, sorry. That brings up Aina Trivetti. No, sorry, Sydney Dumke. And they just let Buchel steal second. There's no challenge. Again, it's an awkward thing to throw the ball to second when there's a runner on third because then she'll start coming home. So the girls tend to give up the steal when there's a runner on third base. Big cut from Dumke. That just gets away. And again, aggressive base running from the Eagles. Strong slide from Sophia Data, and she's in to score. Extending the lead to 7-1. Buchel gets to third. So none away. And the first 3 batters of the inning have done some damage for the Eagles.
it's not lagging, it's just frozen.
Dumke looking to add to it.
It's terrible.
And swung the ball there, was up and outside, but she couldn't hold off. Ball and 2 strikes. It's Aina Trivetti on deck for the Eagles. Mora still testing out her arm. That's low and away. 2-2. So Manila have played a pretty decent game so far. They just need to be a bit more consistent in the field and take care of the ball a bit better. That's a ground ball that gets touched by Mignana and gets by Sawaki. In comes Buchel. And it's 8-1. So Mignana had the glove out, but it just brushed off the edge of her glove, and Sawaki was coming in behind her and couldn't pick up the deflected ball. So Dumke is aboard. The score is 8-1. Aina Trivetti. after the bunt that's low and in the dirt. On the pass ball, that was a tip, I guess, so Dumke is going to have to go back to first. Again, it looks like the Eagle coaches are asking for small ball from the Eagle pit batters. Trivedi reached on a bunt in the first, or in the second, sorry. She turns and squares to hit that time. There goes Dumke, as Zamora couldn't hold on to the pitch. Count is 0-2.
Yeah, I just added another one. So tried
Dumke really chokes up on the bat. And an 0-2, she's just trying to make good contact. None away. And she bunts again. That stays fair. Zamora might have let it roll and it would have came back foul, but she picked it up before it crossed the line. Dumke looking to run all over the place, but she stays at first. Advances Buchel, I think. No, sorry, that was Trivedi on first. Dumke advances to third, and we're at the top of the order. So that's 2 bunts for Trivedi, and she is aboard. There goes Trivedi. Again, they won't throw at her. She's at second. None away. Martin singled and popped up to center, so she's 1 for 2. High and outside, 2-1. I think. Nope, 1-1. On deck is Brooke McConaughey. And that's turned and ripped, but straight into glove of Sawaki, and Minyana doubles her up. Great play from Jen Sawaki. Dumke maybe made a base running error, but the ball was hit so hard for Martin, it was hard to react, and she stepped right when she might have stayed on the bag. Smart play from Sawaki and Minyana. That's a double play. McConaughey up. We still have Trivedi on second. Eagles have scored 3 this inning.
It is.
Lead is 8-1.
Picture.
A 2-0. Right down the pipeline. 2-1.
I hate when you do that.
Two away for the Eagles here as the Bearcat, that's a ground ball right back to Norris. She'll flip it over to Abatise. And the Bearcats get out of the inning. So the official scorekeeper, if I look at the, can you show that? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
On Saturday night, I'll be running.
It's only credited the Eagles with 1 hit in the game, but they've scored 8 runs, which really I think maybe says a lot about how the game is going. The Bearcats are credited with 2 hits, but have only scored 1. So it really comes down to the fielding prowess of both teams as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Okay, so we hit the bottom half of the third inning. Bearcats need to make up some ground here, and rather quickly. They're down 8-1. We'll get to the top of the order with Jen Sawaki, Yana Poe, and Kendra Morris. Sawaki hit a triple in the first inning that she turned into a home run on the error throw. Lombardi looks in. And that's up and away, ball one.
That's what I was just talking about. This is a higher
Strike one.
and should be a better receiver. Yes. And then that one's jerking. This one's jerking. And that one's jerking. That one is the exact same as that. Can we try it on that one? Just work. That's what I tried this one.
That's zipped from Sawaki again. It's in the gap. If you can't pick it down, that'll be a ground rule double, I think, as it bounced over. It's a shame that it bounced over because you think Sawaki would have stretched that into 3.
Yeah, she did. She hit a triple, but then she made it home.
So Sawaki has brought some zip to her bat this morning. Sorry, we're just into the afternoon now. So that's a triple and a double with a run scored 2 for 2. Yana Poe batting in the 2 spot, second baseman. She popped up to center in the first inning. Love to cash Sawaki here. Tries the bunt, but doesn't square up enough. It was a low pitch. Strike one.
Let's go, Yana!
Kendra Morris on deck. Poe looking to advance the runner at least. That's right in there, so it's 0-2. See if Poe still tries to bat here. She doesn't wear batting gloves, which is an odd thing in this heat. But to each their own. The 0-2. A nice hit from Poe, but it's a comebacker. There goes Sawaki. She'll get to third, so Poe does her job in advancing the runner. We'll call it a sacrifice. Sawaki to third. Yana Poe is the first out of the inning. Brings up Kendra Morris. She was hit by a pitch in the first. Bearcats would love to get some runs here and start chipping into that lead, because they feel the Eagles are only going to keep on adding to it if they can. Line drive down to first base. Dumke behind it. She'll run it out. Nice play to cover for her first baseman. That scores Sawaki. So the score is 8-2 on an RBI fielder's choice from Morris. And that brings up Ali Aboitis. 2 away, no one on. Here goes the ISB kindergarten chorus. Happy little kids. Good hit from Aboitis. Little Martin's under it. Across. Ref sees that as safe. It was close though. Martin was very deep in the hole and had a long way to get across the diamond. So Aboitis runs that one out. A lot of excitement around us here now. You should know that we're just on the edge of our Songkran holidays, so ISB is going on a week-long break starting at 3 p.m., which is in about an hour and a half or so. So excitement is in the air for more reason than one. Maxime Zamora steps in. 2 away. Up and in. Oh, it's a strike actually. 0-1. I thought that pitch was a bit high, but that's why I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting here and the ump is standing there.
You and I are going to move those 2 scoreboards.
There goes Aboitis. Nope. Again, she's almost chased back by Data.
You just gotta confirm you're not going.
The 1-1. Big cut from Zamora. She can't make contact though. 1-2. So Zamora looking to extend the inning here. Lombardi looking to end it. That's outside. We apologize for some of the camera work. We don't have enough people to really pan the cameras out there, so hopefully you can follow my commentary as best you can.
So when they hit it, you want to change cameras. She's just
I still wonder if we shouldn't have that center field camera panning with the game, you know? Like if the ball goes way out here, nobody knows what's happening. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of stuff that happens there. Anyway, Zamora 2-2. She hits a comebacker to Lombardi, who cleans up nicely, flips over to Devin Yem, and that is the end of the third inning. Score is 8-2 Singapore. Okay, so we hit the top half of the fourth with the Bearcats down 8-2. It is the Eagles to come to bat. This will be Angel Lombardi.
It's 1-1 bar. Okay, but we have charges. We can charge it in. We can actually, once it's charging with that apple,
To lead them off. Lombardi has popped up and reached on a fielder's choice. So she's 0 for 2. That's high. 2 balls and a strike, I think. Maybe 1-1.
Is this inning 4?
Fouled away. Morris has had a good game on the pitcher's mound. Have to tip the hat to her. I think she's been wrestling a little bit with some knocks and bruises. Ball and 2 strikes on Lombardi. Top of 4. Eagles looking to extend their 6-run lead. On deck is Devin Yem. Again popped up. This might be playable. Zamora finds it and makes the play. So Lombardi pops up for the second time in the game. And she's the first out of the fourth. Devin Yem popped up to right field last inning. She goes for the bunt again. It's Deanna Poe covering. Gives it out. Poe pulled that up from the ground. It was an awkward throw from Morris. And the ump thought about it for a second and he gave the outs. So that's 2 up, 2 down so far for the Bearcats. Isabella Riley steps in and rips one solidly out to left. Picked up by St. Laurent and cleanly brought into second base, but that is a solid as a rope single from Isabel Riley, and she's got a 2-out single. That brings up the start of the small ball brigades. Sophia Data has been bunting her way all over the place today. Or maybe it's Bucco and Dumke. She squares up to hit that one. Take strike one. That's in the dirt and it gets away, so Riley's on her horse to second. Two away here in the top of the fourth. Riley in scoring position. Sophia Data in the box. That's low for ball two. Should say it's scorching hot here too in Bangkok in the afternoon. It's about 38 degrees right now. A bunt again from Data. She might beat this out, and she does. Riley's looking to come home, but she is held up by Poe. And there goes Data now. And that might make all sorts of trouble. It will. So they took the bait. Data goes and Riley scores. Mignano loses that, and Data's going to come all the way around. So that is a bunt kind of home run. And it really speaks to the kind of way the game's gone for Manila. Is the pitching's been fine and the fielding's been okay at times, but when they get throwing the ball around, they hurt themselves more than they should. So that extends the lead to 10-2. Ron Mack, Mike.
Very hot.
Just talking to the ump here. He's getting a drink of water. He's out there doing 2 or 3 games a day himself. Yeah, it's supposed to top maybe 39 or 40 degrees today, which I don't know, in Fahrenheit that's got to be over 100 anyway. And as they say, it's not the heat so much as the humidity. Bangkok's a humid place too, so the girls best be keeping their fluids topped up. Lexi Bucco steps in. Nobody on. Tipped away, foul. We've had some problems with our cameras because of the heat. So that's why we don't have a third camera that can kind of zoom around where the ball goes. Popped up from Bucco. This will be Yana Poe. Watches into the glove comfortably. And that is the end of the Eagle half of the fourth. But they scored 2 runs on a 2-out rally from Data and Riley and extend the lead to 8. Okay, so we hit the bottom half of the fourth. There's a pitching change as Lombardi makes way for Isabel Riley. And Gabby Ong will lead off for the Bearcats as they look to cut into an 8-run deficit.
Is Cam alright?
Gabby Ong is the right fielder. She's made some nice catches this game out there. Strike one from Riley. I don't see Lombardi in the field. She might be taking a break right now. That's outside. Oh, can I have one of those? Are those cold?
Yeah, I'll get you one in a second.
Please, yeah. Trying to get drinks here for the commentators too. 1-1, bottom of 4. Right down the pipeline from Riley, 1-2. And that is a strike from Gabby Ong, but she can get to first, and no, she can't. It was a passed ball, but Data gets it down the line, and that will be 1 away. Lexi St. Laurent comes up.
Thanks to battle number 9, Lexi St. Laurent.
Squares to bunt, but the pitch is high, so she pulls out. Ball 1. And that's in the dirt for ball 2. Thank you, sir. Squares to bunt again, but can't make contact. Strike 1. In the dirt. So St. Laurent has the count in her favor at 3-1. Carolina Mignana on deck. Squares to bunt, but pulls away again, and she earns a walk. Haven't been many walks in this game, you have to say. It's been well pitched. I think that's the first of the game. Mignana. Strike 1. So Riley comes in and picks right up right where Lombardi left off. They got a good bullpen, the Eagles do. Again, St. Laurent just kind of dancing along the first baseline there, trying to keep Data occupied. 1-1. That's a foul tip, so St. Laurent cannot advance. Foul tip again, so the count remains 1-2. Mignana reached on a single in the first inning. This is her second at bat. That's popped up in foul territory. It'll be an awkward play. And Devin Yem cannot track it down. Neither can somewhere out there in right. I think that is a sub as well. Let me just check on my card here. I don't think it's Truvetti out and right anymore, but I will try to get the number on that for you. Might be Vuk. And Mignana makes contact. Here's McConaughey, flips over to second in time. Yes. Simka gets the tag. And that's only 2 away. That brings up the batter who's been the hottest star for the Manila Bearcats this evening. Sorry, Jasmine Ralph, and then Jen Sawaki. 2 away. Ralph lays down, but it goes foul. Two away in the bottom of the fourth here. Jasmine Ralph. Again, she squares the bunt but can't make contact. Strike 2. Oh, good hit from Ralph. That'll fall into green space. Bucco under it, and she gets it into second base quickly. Mignana advances. Ralph with a solid single. Two away. And the biggest eagle killer of them all so far, Jennifer Sawaki, steps into the plate to face Isabel Riley. Sawaki has a triple that she turned into a home run and a double. She'd love to get that kind of wood on this ball here again. Full of smiles at the plate too. She takes strike 1. Again, she looks down to Coach Inez Diaz for some guidance. And she takes a big cut on that, but Riley is ahead quickly, 0-2. That might change the strategy at the plate now. We feel this is one of those moments that could either make or break the game. And she drives one through the gap. It's first and second. That should get Mignana around. No, they hold her up. Great throw coming in from right field. Sawaki's in trouble now because she thought they were going. And they end up getting the tag outs from Devin Yem. So a bit of a base running error there as Sawaki thought she could turn that into 2, but Mignana was held up at third, which left Ralph in the middle of second and third, and in the end, that all came to naught. So Sawaki has her third hit of the game, but then the base running error ends the inning. 10-2, halfway through 4.
Oh, halfway.
No, after 4.
definitely didn't know he was doing.
Okay, so we have a pitching change for the Bearcats. Izzy Poe comes in to relieve Kendra Morris. Kendra Morris moves over to first. We also have a personnel change for the Eagles. It's Lane Kingsley that comes in place of Sydney Dumke, I believe. She takes strike one. Lane Kingsley is in grade 10 from the US of A. She's been used as a pinch runner a couple times on day one. Now she gets a chance to get the bat in her hand. Tries to fend off an inside pitch and beats it foul.
I'm sorry?
I wish we had a left field one, but the right field one's up there.
Well, we didn't put it either because we were worried about people, but we could put one in.
I think right field we don't really need because we have this
0-2.
and also center.
Izzy Poe ahead in her
But
first
third base right now.
confrontation from the pitcher's mound of the day.
Because what we could do, seriously,
Kingsley doing a little dance in the batter's box.
Yeah, that'd be good.
why don't we try that? Are you going to be on radio real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Ball and 2 strikes. And that is behind Kingsley. Ooh. Oh, we were way off on the count there. Not sure what happened. But Kingsley is aboard with a walk. Ina Trivetti comes up. She has reached twice on bunts. And Willow Martin on deck as the Eagles look to turn to the top of the order for the 4th time. There's the bunt again. Mignana's on this one. But the throw's in the dirt. Morris can't come up with it. And that gets Kingsley around to third. So again, the Bearcats can't clean up the mess. Runners at the corners for Willow Martin. This is often the time when the first base runner is given a free pass to second. We'll see what happens this time.
Number 1, Willow Martin.
Martin has a single, and there goes the runner. Single, a pop-up, and then she hit into a double play. So this is her 4th plate appearance. She's 1 for 3. Runners in scoring position for her, none away. Ball 2. That's inside. All right, call a strike. 1-2. Martin Bassler beats that off, but Sawaki is there. Is that a double play? No. Well done from Kingsley to get back. Almost the same thing that Martin did at her last at-bats. Sawaki quick to get the glove on it. 1 away. Brett McConaughey comes up. Brooke McConaughey, sorry. 1 away, runner on third base and second base. They're trying to run the squeeze play again. The ball gets by Zamora. Or sorry, it's De Dios now. They changed the entire battery. But I think it was a tip, so the run won't count. That's turned on by McConaughey. Mignana's up, guns it across to Morris. Run scores, that's Kingsley in, and there's 2 away. Ina Trivetti moves to third. Angel Lombardi is up again. She has popped up twice and reached on a fielder's choice. So 0 for 3. And popped up again, foul. Oh, that gets away. That could be all sorts of trouble. Play at the plate now. Not sure. I think the ref called a foul ball, or a dead ball. All that effort was for naught. Let's just reboot and do it all again. 0-1. Poe will have to be careful here because this is a dangerous hitter. Low and inside. 1-1. And again, it's low. Didilos does well to dig that one up. 2 away. Eagles looking to extend their 9-run lead. Eagles still only are scored with 2 hits in the entire game, but they've scored 11 runs. Lombardi pops that one up. Deanna Poe is under it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning and Lombardi's 3rd pop out of the game. So, no runs scored. And we hit the bottom half of the 5th. All right, bottom half of the 5th inning as the Bearcats need to get on the bats here. This will be Yana Poe batting in the 2 position. Her team down 11-2. So they really need base runners, 1 batter at a time for the Bearcats. Isabel Riley retains the ball as the pitcher's mound. The infield remains the same. Oh, there's a good hit from Paul. Solid single. That should be Vuk under it. Saskia Vuk. Kendra Morris, the pitcher turned first baseman, comes in after a solid single from Yana Poe. Kendra Morris was hit by a pitch and then had an RBI fielder's choice. So she's 0 for 1. This is her 3rd plate appearance. That one's in the dirt, and there goes Poe. That throw is high, but it's well covered from Buke. Willow Martin tries to lay down the tag, but Poe isn't moving anywhere. So the Bearcats have a runner in scoring position. The count is 1-1 to Kendra Morris. On deck is Ali Aboutiz in the cleanup position. Actually, might have a pinch hitter. I'll see if I can find out who it is for you. Oh, she's hit by a pitch again. So that's the second time Morris gets on board with a hit by pitch. The runners first and second for De Dios, the new catcher. Silvana De Dios. So it was Abatiz who sat down. Morris moved into first base for Abatiz. De Dios, and there goes, nope, the runners don't go. It looked like Poe was thinking of moving, but she didn't. Strike one. Izzy Poe on deck. I believe they must be Poe sisters. Such a cool last name. And that's high. Levels the count at 1. She can't fight it, so the runners are going to go. And Poe is to third quickly, followed by De Dios. No, sorry, that is Morris. So runners in scoring position for De Dios now. Just a little bobble from Data behind the plate. Pulled foul. Swing and a miss. And that will be a strikeout. De Dios sits down. First out of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th. There's Izzy Poe, the pitcher for the Bearcats. Really looking to cash in a couple of runs here. She gets a tip on that one for strike 1. She is batting in place of Maxine Zamora. Another foul tip. And Poe is quickly behind 0-2. 1 away. Bearcats would love to cash a couple or 3 here to give them hope as they head into the 6th. And that's another strike for Riley. So she is mowing them down. And Eagles haven't missed a beat on their pitching change. And that brings up Gabby Ong. Ong has struck out and reached once. The right fielder. She pops up. This should be under for Devin Yem. And that'll close it out for the Bearcats half of the 5th. So after a promising start, it was 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. And the score remains 11-2 Eagles after 5. Here we go, girls. Okay, so we hit the top half of the sixth. It'll be Devin Yem, Isabel Riley, and Sophia Data for the Eagles as they bring an 11-2 lead into the sixth inning, facing Izzy Poe. Yem takes strike one. That's a double clutch from Poe. She didn't find the release point there. 1-1. Devin Ham swings through that. Bit of a change-up from Izzy Poe. She's ahead of the count, 1-2. Nice lay-down bunt from Yem. Poe fields and gets it there just in time. It was a bit of a lob throw, but it got there in time, so Yem is retired. One away, top of the sixth. Isabel Riley has done an impressive job as the pitcher. She came in for Angel Lombardi after the fourth.
What class are you missing?
No, right now I am missing.
It was after the third. She's pitched the fourth and fifth, I think.
What's it say? You know,
And she'll probably pitch the sixth as well. That is out of play.
Well, yeah.
Strike one.
Personally, you know what I'm saying?
Personally,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Well, I wouldn't consider me missing it, Mr.
Yeah.
Rutherford. I mean, me not being there? Who's your teacher?
Kukai.
Cool guy? Yeah. You don't have, you ever had Kun Jam?
Kun Jam?
Yeah. You know Kun Jam?
No.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Short, tie.
Kun Jam? Yeah.
Jam, yeah. With
She
Ferrari.
rips that one into the gap, and a great play from Jen Sawaki. Did you catch that? You see that here?
Actually tells them.
Sawaki's had a great game at shortstop now. She makes a solid catch on a line drive row from Izzy Riley.
What's a cool name? Wait.
So that's the second out. Sophia Data.
I understand what they were naming it. So I have two brothers. So they name my oldest is his name is Win.
Win?
Yeah.
Sophia Data has had a lot of effectiveness on the bunt today.
Now
Let's see if she squares up. Nope, she takes a big
Mid
cut.
40s or
Izzy Poe gets one by her.
so they just allow someone's game and take someone's game.
On deck for the Eagles is number 9, Lexi Bucher.
I call my kid. I'll be like,
Is that how with everything?
And that's ripped from Data. But St. Laurent is up for it quickly and into Poe. A solid single from Sophia Data. Lexi Buchel steps into the batter's box for the Eagles. 2 away. Runner on first. That's a dribbler down to Mignana, but she can't come up with it. Data turns to look, see if she can go. That looks like it might be Kingsley that's in running for her. Number 3, Wayne Kingsley is running for Sophia Data. And number 6 is Sydney Dumke. So the Eagles looking to put together a 2-out rally. Here in the top of the 6th. And again, Mignana comes up with this one, guns it across to Morris, and that will retire the side in the 6th. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's an 11-2 lead for the Singapore Eagles. The lineup for the Manila Bearcats will be I believe Lexi St. Laurent, Carolina Mignana, and Jasmine Ralph will have to get on base if the Bearcats are to have any chance of getting back in this. Okay, so we hit the bottom half of the last. Lexi St. Laurent squares the bunt and she takes strike one. She has struck out and reached on a walk. St. Lawrence. Looks like Jenna Hilliard has a bat in her hand and she'll be on deck. Strike two. Riley quickly ahead in the count. And she strikes out St. Laurent in 3 pitches. She struck out the last 3 batters in a row. Jenna Hilliard comes in.
Up to bat, number 16, JJ Hilliard.
Hilliard a little bit out in front of that one, trying to find the timing. Strike one. That's strike two. Jasmine Ralph is on deck for the Bearcats. Ball is bobbles, so they have to go down to first base, and they do get Hilliard, who's very quick on her feet down the line, but she is retired, and Ralph represents the last hope for the Bearcats.
To bat, number 8, Jasmine Ralph.
Ralph takes a big cut, but it's strike one. That one's in the dirt. That one gets away from Riley, but there's no runners on base, so there is no concern about that. Ball two, strike one. That's a good off-field hit. Jumke's up with it from her feet. She, from a prone position, she gets the ball over to Yem, and that will end the game. 3 up, 3 down for the Bearcats in the bottom of the 6th. And that will run the Singapore Eagles to a record of 3-0 as they win 11-2 here over the Manila Bearcats. The Manila Bearcats fall to 0-3. Final score, Singapore Eagles 11, ISM Bearcats 2.